It's late, you upload, and within minutes, you're inside YouTube Studio, watching, refreshing, zooming in on graphs that barely move. There's a subtle tightness in your chest, isn't there? You tell yourself you're just being responsible, just studying the data, but it doesn't really feel neutral. It feels personal. If you're under 10,000 subs, I want to speak directly to you. This is the most psychologically vulnerable stage of YouTube, I think. Your channel is small enough that every single number feels amplified. 10 views feels exciting. 30 feels promising. 200 feels life-changing. And 0 feels crushing. And at this stage, the metrics, they don't just inform you, they affect you, don't they? And that's where the danger really begins. YouTube Studio is ridiculously powerful. It's designed well, it's detailed, it gives you graphs, percentages, retention curves, click-through rates. It makes you feel like you're in control, and control feels calming, doesn't it? Especially when growth feels uncertain. But that's what many new creators don't realize. At the beginning, your data is unstable. Your audiences produce dramatic swings. One viewer clicking away early can distort your whole retention. A few impressions can change your click-through rate by entire percentages. You're analyzing noise at this point. And when you attach identity to noise, instability always follows. It usually starts innocently. You check analytics to learn. Then you check again to confirm. Then you check because you're anxious. Then you check because you need reassurance. Suddenly, your mood is tethered to a dashboard. If the graph goes up, you feel validated. If it dips, you question everything. You start adjusting titles before they've had time to breathe. You rethink your niche weekly. You change thumbnails out of panic. The data begins to lead, and your meaning begins to follow. That's the rabbit hole. Metrics are tools. They measure movement. They're not designed to measure your calling or your potential or your long-term viability or your worth. At the 0 to 10K stage, I think your primary job isn't optimization. It's formation. You're learning how to think clearly on camera, communicate with conviction, develop rhythm, build consistency, strengthen your nervous system. Those things, they can't be measured on a dashboard, but they are the foundation of everything that comes later. Meaning builds identity. Metrics measure movement. When you reverse the order, anxiety increases. I've personally had to learn this myself. There are moments when I can feel the pull toward studio, the desire to check, to tweak, to analyze. And sometimes, of course, analysis is totally appropriate. But I've also noticed this. The deeper my meaning is, the less reactive I am to fluctuation. When I know why I'm creating, small dips don't destabilize me. When my identity is grounded, temporary stagnation, it doesn't threaten me. The numbers still matter, of course. They just don't define. There's a voice, I think, in the creator space that says, if you're not tracking everything daily, you're not a serious creator. I don't agree. Serious creators, they build stability before they build scale. They learn their voice before they chase performance. They let videos live long enough long enough to gather real data. They understand that maturity precedes leverage. YouTube Studio is powerful, but power without emotional maturity creates distortion. If you're early in your journey, here's what I really want you to consider. Limit your exposure to analytics. Set structured times to review. Focus more on message than movement. Let your first 1,000 subs be built on clarity, not panic. Let your first 100 videos build you, because that's what's really happening there. You're not just building a channel, you're building a creator, and that takes steadiness. It takes tolerance for slow growth. It takes resisting the urge to let a graph tell you who you are. Meaning first, metrics second. Always in that order. Stay steady, build with retention. Let your identity stay bigger than your metrics. And remember, growth is a tool, not a measure of your worth. You're building more than a channel.